Let's look at insert comment. Okay, so this time we are inserting into our third database table, the comment table. And the comment table has got two foreign keys. It's got the primary key from product table and it's got the primary key from customer table. Okay, so someone has to insert a comment about a product. Now, this is you need to realize that this is quite an unrealistic example because we haven't signed in. And for example, pick a customer. That's a bit daft, really. You are a particular customer, so you shouldn't be able to pick somebody else that the comment is coming from. But if you just leave that to one side, we haven't covered sign up and sign in yet. But essentially, the idea here is, in order to insert a comment, we have to pick a primary key from the product. So that's going to be similar code for select one. Okay, so on this page we are selecting all products. We are putting the product ID as the value of the selectionist option, and we are using the product name then between the open and close option tags. So let's just pick something here, and we'll have similar thing for customer then. Okay, so this second selection list, we are selecting all customers and we are writing the customer underscore ID primary key as the value. So Daffy Duck this time. Now, a couple of differences here this time. I've got some JavaScript associated here. So if we view page source here, down towards the bottom here, you can see there's a JavaScript file here, scripts functions here. So if you click on that, you can get the code for it. So what is this doing here? It is a return false, return true. So when we click the submit button, we are going to run this function. And basically, if the length of the text box, of the text area of what is being typed in equals 0, now we could just have added required into the text area and we wouldn't need this JavaScript at all, but I just wanted to remind you of a little bit of JavaScript. Remember, JavaScript uses the ID of a form element in order to do form validation. PHP uses the name of a form element in order to track the value across web pages. So just be sure about that. So in other words, each form element needs to have both an ID and a name. Is the best approach, and they're always going to be the same except for radio buttons, which I said will always have the same name. Okay, so what is this code doing? If the length is 0, put out an alert message, put the cursor back into the text area, return false, so you're stuck on the page. Otherwise return true. So that code is there. You can copy that yourself and make that functions.js page in the script subfolder. Okay, back to the page here. Okay, so let's just type something. Okay, and then we've got this here, rate the product out of 5. Okay, so we've got min and max set here. Okay. Okay, so let's give it a 4. That should be okay. And so Apple Daffy Baby 4. What happened there? Okay, we've gone back to the home page. So we don't know what's happened there. Okay, so on first appearance, but let's just see that the record is in there. Here's baby and 4, and here is the time. It's 10 to 9 on a Sunday on a Tuesday morning. Just made the video then. Okay, so comment. This is the 15th comment, most recent comment. Product ID. We picked the first option, and we picked Joseph Duffy, I think it was. Okay, so the record is in there, but why did we not see the second web page? Okay, the second PHP page. We just saw new comment 1. Okay, we didn't see new comment 2. And essentially the reason for that is that new comment 2 takes the information from the web page, inserts it, and then bounces us back to the home page. Okay, so new comment 2 essentially doesn't have any HTML at all. It's just all PHP and then bounces us back. So let's look at the code now. So new comment 1, we've got 4 pieces of information that we want to go on to the next page when we click on the submit button. Okay, product ID, customer ID, and text area, and this rate the product. So let's look at the code, see how this works. This code should be familiar to you at this stage now, because it's the usual selecting some fields from all records and putting it into a selection list. So it's pretty similar to what we've had before, except this time it's just the product. Okay, so we've got 2 fields. Product name, we don't have first name and last name like we had with customer, so we can just sort them alphabetically by product name. So the usual thing here, because we're selecting all records, we don't have any sanitization, we don't have any bind value. So we are creating our prepared statement. We're linking our database connection parameters with the query, executing it, fetch all, the usual, into our 2D array, and then basically deconstruct that one record at a time. And then we have our option. And remember, we've written the select up there. And here's our option here. Okay, so this time it's called which underscore product. And we have a similar thing here with which underscore customer. Okay, so it's the same idea here, except this time we have customer. Okay, so this code essentially is the exact same as when we were selecting one customer. Exact same code. And what else have we got here? We don't have any other PHP associated there with that HTML, just a text area. So this time, for some reason that escapes me, the name of the 4 form elements are which underscore product, which underscore customer, the underscore comments, the underscore rating. So when we click the submit button, what's going to happen? We are going to go to that page there. Okay, but we are going to run this bit of JavaScript as well. Okay, to validate our form. Check that something has been typed in the text area. Okay, so new comment 2, what's that all about? Well, let's think about it. We need to connect to database. We've got these 4 pieces of information coming from the form. Which under, the under, the under. So those are our 2 selection lists, our text area, and our number text box there. Okay, so I've got 4 of these lines here. That means I need 4 bind values. Okay, which underscore product, you can see it's lighting up there. Which underscore customer, the underscore comments, the underscore rating. Okay, so here are my 4 sanitized versions. So they are going to be in the insert. Okay, so let me just try and show you all this code here. So insert into comments. Now remember, the comment primary key, comment underscore ID, is primary key auto increment, not null. Okay, so I can't type in a number here for it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my 4 fields, my 4 sanitized values from the form on the previous page. I'm getting the order there right, that's very important. Okay, product ID, customer ID, and then we have the values, and then we have our 4 sanitized versions. Okay, so they need to be in the same order as the brackets before values, just like with ordinary SQL as usual. Okay, so there's not a mention here of the primary key of comment. Okay, so by not having it either before values or after values, when that SQL is run, we are going to automatically create and insert an auto-incremented primary key value for comment underscore ID. Okay, so this time we're not doing a select, so that means we're not going to be fetching loads of records. So our SQL is going to be a little bit different. That's the same there, okay. We need to create the prepared statement. we need our bind values, we need to execute and close. So there's no fetch or fetch all here. Okay, and what happens when we've that done? Well, we can just bounce back to the home page. So that's how we do it, like that. Okay, so header location index.php. So notice no HTML whatsoever there. Okay, so we never see new comment 2.php up here. Okay, we never see new comment 2.php here, because as soon as we click on the submit button, new comment 2 will run and then it will bounce back to the home page.